And welcome back, everybody, to another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Huerta. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We got a good one, man. This is the final game of Week 11, and it should be a freaking banger, man. Two below-average defenses, and that's putting it nicely, going up against some offenses that can put up points, man. This is going to be a high-scoring one. I feel it. I'm hoping it is, man. Hopefully they give us a great show here on the Monday night. How you doing this afternoon, man? Welcome. Thank you so much. We already got David in the chat. The Cowboys. What's going on, David? How you doing tonight, my man? Welcome. And David, who do you got tonight? You got the Cowboys or you got the Raiders? Who'd you pick, man? Who'd you pick? What the heck? Oh, there you go. Ow. Come on. Captain David said you're late. Yeah, it's all right, man. Sorry about that, guys. Was having a little bit of issues with the my antenna here. It wasn't showing the game clearly, and I just had to adjust it. Of course, just before. It wouldn't be a Monday if it was going smoothly, let's be honest. Bam. There we go. David, I'm okay. How are you? I picked the Cowboys, but it may turn to chaos mode pretty quickly. Yeah, man. It would be. It's gonna be a game that I think there's gonna be a lot of weird plays that are gonna be going on. Hopefully some turnovers. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully some touchdowns. Especially the last couple of weeks, man. We haven't really gotten a lot of big chunk plays. I think the last game that had more than just one was probably the Patriots game from last week. You know, Henderson, sorry. Travion Henderson, he broke off a couple big runs. I feel like that was the last time we really got like massive chunk TDs. But yeah, David, it was only 1 minute late, and I didn't really care. That's fair. Yeah, man, I try to be on time. I do. I trust me, guys. I don't like to be late when it's come to this, especially because like I know some people are kind of clock in a couple minutes before. So sorry about that. But yeah. Come on. Wham. There we go. But Captain, how you doing this evening, my dude? Captain, who do you have? Who do you have winning today? Let me know. All right, so we have a couple minutes here before this game begins. And let's talk about what to expect coming into this game, especially offensively, right starting right here with the Cowboys. Giving up 258 through the air. Sorry, not giving up. Sorry, putting up over 258 through the air. That's actually good for third, man. We already know this Cowboys offense pretty dang solid. They can put up yards and they can put up some decent points. Over the last couple of weeks, that has not been the case. Hopefully, the bye week came at the right time because this offense needs to score because the Cowboys defense, as we'll look in a couple minutes here in their rankings, they are struggling. But also putting up over 120 on the ground. Really dang good. Not too many turnovers. Still in the bottom half there, giving up 11 there. And it's going to be a kickoff. Holy cow, they started out pretty quickly. And it's going to be across the 25 for the Cowboys. So we'll finish up these stats here in a little bit. Yeah, sorry, they came back from the commercial break and the ball was basically almost in the air by that time. So thought I had a little bit more time. All right, so the Cowboys will start on offense here. Dak under center, single back in the backfield. Condensed formation. Handoff, running to the left, and he will pick up about 2, maybe 3 on that one. Dude, Terrence Steele, man, still in the league. All right. Yeah, Terrence Steele, the starting right tackle for the Cowboys, man. He has been, I mean, this has to be his 4th or 5th team in his career. He's been in the league for a while. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to pick up, this time, at least 3 yards. Yeah, man. Williams has been, like I said, I think I mentioned it almost every single time in every Cowboys game, but Williams has been just a heck of a player for him. Also, I like the Cowboy shirt, man. Nice little tribute to Marshawn Nealon there. All right, we got 3rd and 4, 3 receivers to the right. Dak in the shotgun, running back to his left. Takes the snap. Looking, pressure, getting away from Crosby, rolling to his right, and he delivers a throw, and incomplete. We do have a flag in the backfield, likely going to be on the Cowboys. Also, it'll likely be declined, and that'll bring us to 4th down. Yep. Holding, declined, and 4th down. All right, so unfortunately, a quick 3 and out for the Cowboys offense here against a Raiders defense that is kind of, I'm not gonna lie, kind of underrated. Like, when you think of the Raiders defense, you still think of that defense that was, last year, 2, 3, honestly, the last 5 years, they've been horrendous. But this year, as we'll see at some of the stats that I'm going to bring up, kind of in the middle of the pack, man. They're getting better. All right, punt is away. Caught by Trey Tucker. And he gets it across the 30 down near the 31. All right. Whoo, let's freaking go. We got 8 people watching this game with us. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. It's a great free way to support us on here, man. We do as many as 5 games per week, along with some other stuff as well. So thank you. All right, we got Geno under center. Raiders with the ball at the 31. Little play action. Looking, throws over the middle. Finds his tight end and getting it down to the 49, just a yard shy of midfield. Brock Bowers, man. Dude, when you take off Brock Bowers' helmet and don't have the pads on, he looks like a guy that he's like, there's no way this is arguably the best tight end in football right now. Or at the very least, a top 5 tight end for sure. And yeah, man, he's basically instantly, man, since his rookie year last year, he's been one of the best at that position. Geno under center, another handoff. Ashton Jeanty going backwards and is going to lose about 2 yards there. Unfortunately for Jeanty, man, his rookie season has not been great, man. His the hype surrounding him, man, was massive, dude. This guy was considered one of the best backs to come out of college in the last 3 years for sure. Just his skill set as a runner, as a pass catcher, everything. And it just hasn't really worked out in this offense yet. Not yet, at least. 2nd and 11. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. He's looking, throws to the left, and that's going to pick up about 4 or 5. David, haha, the Raiders have more offense than the Cowboys. It's only been one play. Whew. Yeah, man, Geno Smith for MVP. I'm gonna say it now. Steve, what's going on? Come on, Dallas, nothing less than a blowout, please, with all due respect to the Raiders. There you go. David, do we think Seastrom shows up tonight? I hope so. Oh, yeah, I guarantee you, Seastrom will pop in. It's a Monday night, so, he might not be able to stay the whole night, but he'll pop in. All right, 3rd and 7. Geno, pressure down. Nope. Able to get the ball out, but it's only going to pick up 3 yards there to Brock Bowers. Dang. After that big play over the middle, the Raiders unable to get another first down. They were in Dallas territory. Geno able to withstand the sack attempt, but even after getting it out, he only picked up a couple yards. So, David, there is no respect due to the Raiders. Of course, a Chiefs fan would say that. Come on. Oh, great punt. Great job by the Raiders, and they pinned the Cowboys inside their own 5. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we're going to go to a commercial break. So while we do that, let's look at some of the stats that I kind of wrote up here, just to give you an idea of what to expect, or at least what these offenses have done so far. So I think we were with the Cowboys. We were talking about their turnovers. How many turnovers have they had on offense? So 11 turnovers, 7 interceptions, 4 fumbles. That's good for 18th in the NFL, or I should say bad. They're in the bottom half there. Once again, it's they usually their turnovers come in chunks. So it's not like they're turning the ball over multiple times per game. It's usually they have a really bad game, and then the next game or two, they're pretty clean. So look out for that. And then when it comes to the touchdowns on offense, man, 28 touchdowns on offense, 18 through the air, 10 on the ground. A good chunk of those with Williams running it in. That's good to be in the top 10, 8th overall. And then finally, when it comes to scoring success, how many of their offensive drives are ending in points, whether that's a touchdown or a field goal? And right now, they're coming away with a score on 47.5 of their offensive drives this season. That is good for 3rd in the NFL. So a very potent offense. Once again, when you have one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker, in Brandon Aubrey, who can basically make anything within 62 yards, you're going to be coming away with some points on most of your drives. So, talking about offenses, the Raiders, a very different story, as you can see here. Their best ranking is their turnovers, and we'll talk about that. But only averaging at 185 through the air. That's 27th in the NFL. And once again, we talked about the struggles for Ashton Jeanty during his rookie season. Raiders less than 90 yards on the ground. Near the bottom of the NFL, ranked 29th. And when it comes to turnovers, when you look at the fumbles, it looks great. Only 2 fumbles, not bad. But then, unfortunately, Geno Smith, whether it's been miscommunication, whether he's forcing it, whatever it is, I don't know if he still leads the NFL, but up until, I think, last week, he was the most intercepted quarterback in the NFL. They have thrown 12 interceptions this season, so 25th in the NFL. Finally, their offense, only 15 offensive touchdowns in this season, man. So, second to last. And the Cowboys are going to hand it off to Williams, and he's going to pick up about 9 yards there. I like it. I like it. So hopefully that kind of gives you a little bit of better of an idea of what to expect throughout this game with these offenses. We will talk about the defensive stats for these teams on the next commercial break. All right, it's going to be another run up the middle, and this one will pick up the first down, and it gets about 2 or 3. All right, David, what do you think? What's our percentages of getting a pick six in this game? Let me know. Geno, once again, led the NFL in interceptions. Sometimes Dak gives us a couple picks here in a couple games. A little bit of play action. Dak dropping back, trying to get it down, and it's up. Might be a fumble. It might be a fumble. Right now, it's recovered by the Raiders inside the 20. Max Crosby able to get the pressure and get to Dak Prescott behind the line. Let's see what the official call is. Right now, they are calling it a fumble recovery for the Raiders. Oh, man, I mean, it's close. I think that's going to have to be a fumble, man. Even though Dak tried to throw the ball while Crosby had basically his hand on the ball, I don't think they're going to give Dak the benefit of the doubt that was a throw. Seastrom! Good morning. Good morning, sir. David, I think there's a 50% chance it either does or doesn't happen. That's fair. All right. It's been confirmed that was a fumble. Raiders in the shotgun, running back to his right, 3 receivers on that right side. Bowers in the slot. Geno looking, pressure, down he goes, and that's a sack for the Dallas Cowboys, and it's the Green Bay Packer first round pick, Kenny Clark, the man that was traded, that was basically thrown in with that Micah Parsons trade back in August. The man out of LSU, UCLA getting the sack. 2nd and 17, Geno dumping it underneath to Genty, and he picks up about 4 yards there before getting pushed out of bounds. Seastrom, I was summoned by bad football and dinosaurs. There we go. There we go. Yeah, man. When those Stegosauruses, man, they're big, man. That voice, it bellows. All right, we got Geno in the shotgun. 3rd and 12, ball at the 17-yard line. 3 receivers bunched up on the right. Throws it over the middle, and he misses. I believe that was Tucker, who was wide open in the end zone, man. Geno throwing it behind him. Looks like Tucker was running basically like a little skinny post. Oh. Actually, the coverage was pretty good by Dallas. I think he was hoping Tucker would kind of flatten that one out, just take it straight up instead of kind of cutting it. So the Raiders are going to have to settle for a field goal attempt. At least we're going to get a score here. And Daniel Carlson's kick is right down the middle, man. All right, baby. With 7:55 left in the first, the Raiders get us our first point of the game. Let me see here. Seastrom. Good news. Maybe both of our teams lose this week. Also, I just realized the Packers back at number 2 in the division. Yeah, with Detroit losing, technically Green Bay has not only less losses than Detroit, but they also have the tiebreaker over Detroit right now because they beat them in week 1. So that's why. David, that reminded me of golf. 4th down, throw it in the end zone last night. Oh my God, dude! The amount of times the Detroit Lions, man, jeez, they went 0 for 5 on 4th down, man. That was such a weird freaking game. Also, David, thank you so much for that summary, man. Anytime you summarize the games afterwards, man, always the best, man. I appreciate you. Right. Seastrom, been a busy 7 days. Last Friday, I went to my first concert ever. Into 2 city blocks and down the rows of the parking lot. Oh! Tomorrow I go to watch Mexico national soccer. Let's freaking go. F3. Yeah, who's Mexico playing, my man? You know? Yeah, man. The glory days of Guatemala Blanco, Chicharrito. Just saying, man. Some legends. Thursday, I have to get officially evaluated by my boss. Ooh. All right, man. Hey, best of luck, my man. Hopefully, it's a quick one. They're like, you know what, man? You've been doing great. We're going to give you a big raise. All right? You heard it here first. Seastrom getting a big raise. Come on. Come on. It's either Uruguay or Paraguay. They're playing both back to back, and I don't remember which is on Tuesday. That's fair. I was gonna say, I'm like, do they have to qualify for the World Cup? But no. Canada, U.S., and Mexico are automatically qualified for the World Cup. I forgot. That's the benefit of being the hosts. All right. Picked up at the 9, gets it out to the 20, 25, 30, and Cavante Tarpin, one of the best returners in the game, man. Able to get it across the 30 down near the 32. Oh yeah. Also, how was the concert, man? It was the Oh Hellos, correct? How was it, man? And a quick throw to the right, and George Pickens picking up the first down with a nice little slant route there from the right side. All right now I am currently leading by about 16 and a half points in my fantasy. I have one player left to play, and my opponent has one player left to play. Mine is CeeDee Lamb, and theirs is George Pickens. So let's hope it's a CD kind of night. All right, it's going to be a run to the left, and Williams picks up about 3 or 4. Let's go, man. We got 7 people watching here. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hope your Monday night is going well. Hopefully the week is starting out great. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Helps out the channel, helps out the video. And Dak with a little bit of play action, rolling out to his left, and he finds his fullback for a first down. That is, I always forget how to pronounce this guy's name, but Lupke. All right, ball at the 39. Quick. Get into the line. And Williams picking his way through this Raiders defense. And he picks up about 7 or 8 yards there, man. The guest on ESPN with Payne and Eli is President George W. Bush. All right. Never thought I'd see that, but all right. All right, ball at the 32. 2nd and 3. Ball is batted at the line and nearly picked off. Yeah, that was the big man, number 97, Tonka Hemingway, the rookie. Greatest freaking name I've read, I think, this season. Tonka Hemingway. I know that Tonka is probably not his birth name, but still amazing. Dak looking, pressured, rolling out to his left, and that ball is going to be incomplete, trying to get it out to CD Lamb. This Cowboys offense, man, is looking just a little off tonight. All right, Brandon Aubrey in to tie this one up. This one, a chip shot, 50 yards. Right down the middle. Best kicker in the league, in my opinion. And George Pickens having a word with his head coach on the sidelines after that third down play. All right, so while we're on a commercial break, let's finish up talking about some of these teams here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. There we are. So now talking about the defenses of these teams. And just like we saw the Cowboys on offense, they were ranked nearly in the top 10 in most of the stuff, while the Raiders were ranked near the bottom of the NFL. It is a role reversal here. Defensively, the Cowboys, one of the worst defensive performances so far this season, giving up over 250 yards through the year, ranked 29th in the NFL. Also on the ground, giving up 143 yards to opposing teams on the ground, ranked 28th in the NFL. Turnovers, very few, only 7, 3 fumbles, 4 interceptions. There's a good chance that that might change. Obviously, we know what Geno has done in terms of interceptions that he's thrown, so that number could go up tonight. But as of right now, it is a tough sledding for this Cowboys defense. Finally, the amount of touchdowns they have been giving up. 33 touchdowns in total. 11 on the ground, 22 through the air. They are second to last in terms of scoring defense, man. Very, very easy to get touchdowns against this squad. And then finally, red zone defense. Ranked basically right in the middle there. Basically giving up 59% in the red zone. That is how many touchdowns they are giving up per opposing offense when they get into the red zone. And then finally, we're going to talk about the Raiders here. A little bit better defensively than the Cowboys. Quite a bit there, actually. So, 214 through the air. They're giving up smack dab in the middle right there defensively. 106 yards on the ground. Once again, basically smack dab in the middle. Turnovers, right now that number just went up there with that fumble recovery. But right now, coming into this game, 10 turnovers for this defense. Basically right in the middle. And then finally, 24 touchdowns they have given up. A beautiful, symmetrical 12 passing touchdowns and 12 rushing touchdowns. Good for 18th. And then finally, their red zone defense almost dead last in the NFL, giving up nearly 70% in the red zone against opposing offenses. All right. So it was a short return there by the Raiders. So they're going to, I think, just be shy of the 30 on this starting drive. All right. Geno under center, fakes the toss to the left, throws it to the right. He's got his man wide open. First down across the 40, down to the 45, and goes out of bounds near the 47. That was Beck catching that shallow crosser there towards the right. Woo. All right, so the Raiders getting started, man. That's their second big chunk through the air here in this game. A little bit of play action. Geno throws it to the right. Another big chunk, getting it into Cowboys territory down near the 37. Brock Bowers with a nice catch. And we saw the rankings. This defense gives up big chunks through the air. They give up big chunks on the ground. So for the Raiders, their best chance of winning this is just attacking and being aggressive on offense. All right, Geno under center. Fakes the handoff, roll into his right, finds another open receiver inside the 20, down near the 18. And the Raiders in the red zone. Who the heck was that? Thomas. Is that tight end? Yes. That is Ian Thomas. Oh, okay. Former Carolina Panther. Yeah, they just been hitting that, like the corner routes, the deep crossers. All right. Another play action. Gets it out to Genty. 1-on-1, and he's going to lose a couple yards back at the 21. And they got DeMarvion Overshawn back, man. I think we actually saw the game that he tore his ACL last year, man. I think it was a couple days after he got injured, man. There was a talk that he would not be able to play this season. So it's good to see him back out there. All right, 2nd and 14. Geno in the shotgun. Looking, throws, and that ball is incomplete. Trying to get it to Trey Tucker. Deron Bland forcing the incompletion on that one. All right, we got 3rd and 14. 5 receiver set. 3 to the left. Geno takes the snap. Looking. Pressure. Down he goes. And the Raiders, after a great start to this drive, man, are going to have to settle for a field goal likely. Seastrom, okay, back to work. I'll leave this on in the background. Hey, all good, my man. All good. I appreciate you. Trying to see here. All right, Carlson with another kick. This one, woo, just inside that right upright. So when I was doing a little bit of research, when I was doing these stats I was showing, the weird thing with the Cowboys defense, despite giving up a lot of yardage, when you look at the advanced defensive stats, it's a different story, man. Very, very different story. Let me bring these up. So yeah, when it comes to basically hurrying the quarterback, and basically anytime they're kind of forcing the quarterback to get rid of the ball a little bit sooner. Again, that metric, sometimes it's a little bit obvious. Sometimes sometimes some of these websites might take a little bit liberty. So kind of take these percentages kind of with a little bit of a grain of salt. Give it a 1 to maybe 1.5% difference. But regardless, it shows that what these teams are kind of doing at whether it's offense or defense. So we looked at the Cowboys rankings. They were basically bottom 5, bottom 7, almost in every major statistical category. But once again, when you talk about the advanced defense, the Cowboys are number 1 in hurrying the quarterback with a 14.5% on every single offensive dropback for the opposing team. That is almost 2% better than the nearest team, and that's Minnesota, with a 12.6. So the Cowboys, despite not having a bunch of sacks, I think they're still ranked kind of in the middle or bottom bottom half. They're they're pressuring the quarterback to get rid of the ball at the highest rate in the NFL. Next, when you look at quarterback knockdown, so when they actually get to the quarterback, but he's gotten rid of the ball or pitched it out, whatever it is, as long as they're making contact and they're getting a hit on the quarterback, they are ranked second in the NFL behind the Denver Broncos, who lead the NFL with 46 sacks. Right now, the Broncos are getting a knockdown on a little over 12% of every single offensive drop back on the opposing team. The Cowboys are right behind them with 11.7. Pretty dang good. And when you look at pressures, despite the Denver Broncos having more than double the sack numbers of the Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, their pressure rate on quarterbacks is 28.5. The Cowboys, 30.7, 2% better. They are the number one team at getting pressure on the quarterback. All right, Turpin returning this one across the 15 to the 20, 25, and fighting his way down near the 33. So the Cowboys are going to start out with some decent field position. So once again, the Cowboys they're not getting to the quarterback consistently. They've struggled with a little bit of pressure here and there. But their pressure, their knockdowns, their hurries, all in the top 2 in the NFL. So it's just basically they are literally half a step every time. They're just missing those sacks, just barely. And I think that's an important context that is missed when you talk about this Cowboys defense. All right, George Pickens with a big catch over the middle, and he gets it down to the 50. And trust me, I'm a criticizer of Matt Eberflus. I didn't like his defense when he was with the Bears, and I don't like his defense with the Cowboys. All right, quick snap, Dak looking, rolling to his right, and he finds George Pickens again for another gain of 12. I don't like this. I need George Pickens to have a bad night. Oh, there was a miscommunication there. The safety basically took off up the field, the corner, telling him, hey, go with him, and he did not. So Pickens wide open. Handoff up the middle. Williams getting some good yardage, picking up about 6 yards. Oh. Sorry, I got lost talking about stats, and I forgot to move the ball over. There we go. All right, Cowboys already in field goal range here. Basically just 3 or 4 plays into this drive. All right, we got Dak under center, single back in the backfield. Hands it off to the right. First down inside the 20. And Williams, man, is just picking up chunks here, getting it down near the 19. All right, Cowboys in the red zone. They're going up against one of the worst red zone defenses in the Raiders. But we're going to head to a commercial break because we are headed to the second quarter here in Las Vegas. Holy cow, man. We got 12 people watching. You guys are crazy, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. If you're new to the channel or you're just joining us, we're heading into the second quarter, so we're on a commercial break. But I want to say thank you for joining us, man. If you're new, please leave a like on the video. It helps out the video a ton. And then also, if you're new, hey, subscribe, man. We do as many as 5 streams per week. We do every Packer game, every primetime game. And yeah, man, we're just trying to build a community here, man. And also, it's free to subscribe and it's free to like, man. It's a great free way to support us. Yeah, but right now the Cowboys just driving down the field, man. Through the air, George Pickens is having a very great early night. He's caught 3 passes from big chunks. I think all 3 of his catches have gone for first downs. Also on the ground, Javonte just picking up chunks like he has all season long. And right now the Cowboys in the red zone against the Raiders. Hey, let's go, man. We got 118 in subscribers, man. We picked one up. Hey, shout out to you, whoever you are. Appreciate you. All right, we're back here. Cowboys, ball at the 18. Dak in the shotgun, running back to his right. Takes the snap. Look, throws to the right. And gets it to George Pickens. Did he catch it in bounds? And he did not. What a freaking catch, though. That was a heck of a grab. One-handed, but unable to get the toes in bounds. I don't like what Dak's doing right now, man. Why are you throwing to George Pickens? For context, I have CeeDee Lamb in my fantasy. I'm up by 17 points. Probably less, actually, now with George Pickens. And my opponent has George Pickens. Those are the only 2 players that we have playing tonight. And I need CeeDee Lamb to have a good night. It's not happening. All right. Quick throw. Throws it. Touchdown. Ooh. And look at that, man. Just as I say his name, like summoning a genie, CeeDee Lamb catching a touchdown over the middle. Let's freaking go. Oh, man, what the heck was that, dude? The safety just never dropped back. The safety just stayed right at the, basically right at the 5-yard line, even though CD was basically running right past him. Like, what are you covering underneath? There was no receivers basically running a crossing route. So I'm assuming either the other safety was late coming across, or that safety that kind of sat on the route didn't go backwards. Either way, it's a heck of a play by the Cowboys, and the extra point is good as well. So, boom. All right, David, there you go. Let's go, baby. Seastrom, let's go, man. Cowboys getting into the end zone, man. I mean, we talked about their offense. The last couple of weeks before the bye, they were kind of starting to slow down a little bit, and it looked through the first quarter, man. It looked like they were kind of, unfortunately, picking off where they left off in terms of their struggles. But hopefully, this touchdown drive kind of gets them going. All right. So we're on the commercial break. We're not missing a thing. I'm just checking the old fantasy right now. All right. So that touchdown saved me a little bit there. So right now I'm up by just under 18 points. All right, come on. Yeah, basically my fantasy league is just a bunch of friends and coworkers, so it's nothing, it's nothing too crazy. But I'm competitive, man. I want to win. Bragging rights, it's better than money, man. Your friends giving you some guff, you'd be like, yeah, man, but I won our fantasy league, so whatever. Too bad. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry, I can't hear you, man. What? I'm a champion? What? Huh? So much fun. So much fun when you beat your friends. That's healthy, right? That's healthy to kind of wish for. Ooh, Raiders with a food drive, man. I like it. I like it. All right, let's see if the Raiders can respond back here. Catching it at the 12, across the 20, 25 to the 30, and tripped up right at the 31. That's a decent return, though. All right. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. Receiver in motion. Oh, pressure by the Cowboys. Geno able to slip. He's going to take off and run, and he slides after a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd and 2 from the 39 on the next play here. Chip Kelly, dude. That is a name. Whoo. Offensive coordinator for the Raiders. Former head coach of the Eagles. It's going to be a handoff going to the left, and it's going to pick up a first down for the Raiders. Gain of about 3. And that was Raheem Mostert, the former 49er, who I think was actually coached by Chip Kelly in his time over there with the Niners. I think I'm getting that right. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 42. Geno under center. A little bit of play action. Roll, throws it to the left, and unable to connect with Trey Tucker, man. Ball was short. Yeah, Geno with that last throw, a little bit too much touch, not enough gas on that one. All right, Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. Ooh, a little draw play. Ashton Jeanty with some momentum, and he picks up a first down. Gain of 11. Ooh. I like that burst, man, from Ashton. Nice little draw play. Jeanty with a little bit of space, and then a nice little spin there at the end to get the first down. All right, they're in Cowboys territory. Ball at the 46, 1st and 10. Geno under center. Play action. Dumps it underneath the Jeanty, and it goes in and out of his hands. Yeah, that's a straight up drop by the rookie. Yeah, and they're showing Jeanty in college, which is very different. I don't always like to talk about their numbers, but 25 carries of 20 or more in his last year. This season only 1. Geno pressured, and down he goes for another sack, man. Cowboys putting on the pressure tonight. They're getting home. Oh, and there it is, man. That is a Quinnen Williams acquired from the Jets trade basically right at the deadline. Woo, bull rushing. All right, we got 3rd and 19, ball at the 45, at their own 45 now. Geno avoiding a sack, throws it, and it's going to be incomplete, I think. Trying to get it to Genty on the right side. And that's going to be another Raiders offensive possession, going to end in a punt. Dude, they've been taking it to Geno tonight, man. Come on. There we go. Captain 11 watching Dave. Oh, I appreciate you guys. Let's freaking go, man. Thank you. You guys are fantastic, man, especially on the Monday night. Thank you. Yeah, man, if you guys are new, first off, thank you. Welcome. Please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. It's a great free way to support us on here. We do as many as 5 games per week. Every primetime game, every Packer game. And also hit up the chat, man. We got great people that are in the chat, man. We got David Seastrom, Captain. Steve as well. Can't forget about Steve. All right, so it was actually a decent return there by the Cowboys on the punt. All right, so we got 11:49 here in the second, so still plenty of time for both of these teams to kind of keep on piling on the points. The last couple primetime games, man, have been defensive struggles, or I should say offensive struggles, defensive games mostly. But this one, like I said, I think there's going to be plenty of points. I think the Raiders will get at least 2 touchdowns in this game. And the Cowboys, if their offense can kind of keep it going, man, I would not be surprised if they get close to something like around 30 or 35. Yeah, right now the Cowboys defense has already racked up 3 sacks. And we're not even midway through the second quarter at this point. Oh, here's a great stat. This is from Jordan Dejani on Twitter. Quinnen Williams, his first 8 games with the Jets this season, 1 sack. His first 2 quarters as a Dallas Cowboy, 1.5 sacks. Pretty damn crazy. Yeah, I think Quinnen might be liking his new home over there in Arlington. David, we need a pick 6? Absolutely, man. We need a pick 6. It's been a while since we got a pick 6 on the channel. It's been too long. I think what was the last one? Was that the No, it was the Jaguars game, right? Yeah, I think it was, yeah. That 99-yarder by Devin White. I think that was the last one we had. It's been too long, man. We got to get another one here. All right, Dak under center, 3-receiver set, hands it off to Williams, who gets absolutely smacked. Woo! That was Roberts coming in there like a missile. Sorry. The captions, I think that might have been Troy Aikman. He's like, oh boy, this guy was filling a hole. I was like, oh, Jesus. It's like, this is a family show, Aikman. Jesus, come on. All right, 2nd and 10. Dak in the shotgun, running back to his left. Looking, throws, gets it out to George Pickens, who fights for about 9 yards. I think he might be just short of the first. But, dude, he bullied that was Eric Stokes. He bullied Eric Stokes for about 5 extra yards after the catch. That was nasty. Packer backer, Kraft Cheese. Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. Yes, on that P6. Woo. Yeah, man, we got to get turnovers, man. Those are always exciting. It's gonna be a throw. Gets it out to Ferguson. Is that a catch? It looks like it hit the ground, but all right. Ferguson, let me see here. No, that hit the ground. That hit the ground. That's not going to be a catch. All right. Dahlia, what's up? Welcome, welcome. Hey, Dave, who do we have to root for? So right now the Raiders are in the AFC, so them losing does not help out the Packers. We need the Cowboys to lose, if anything, to be honest with you. Sorry, Cowboys fans. I'm sorry. But the Packers need to have a smooth road to the playoffs. So, yeah. So, Dahlia, if you're going to root for anybody that helps out the Packers, you want to root for the Raiders. Otherwise, Dak dropping back, throws it out to George Pickens, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 or 7. I don't like how Pickens is getting so involved, man. I don't like it. Don't like it. Once again, I like George Pickens, but I need my fantasy team to win. So I need CeeDee Lamb catching passes. Come on. All right, Dak in the shotgun, running back to his right. Takes the snap, throws it over the middle. He's got CeeDee Lamb for a big first down inside Raiders territory, down to the 48. There we go. That's what we need right here. I know I just said we need to root against the Cowboys, but you know, CeeDee Lamb can catch a couple passes, just to help me out. Just to help me out. That was a heck of a tackle there by the safety, though. All right. 1st and 10, ball at the 47, actually. Hand off to Williams. He cuts it back inside, running to the left, and that's going to be a gain of 10. Oh, no, that's actually Malik Davis, the backup. It's not Williams. Dahlia, thanks. I just wanted you to be the one that made me root for them. I do what I can. David, I am not a Pickens fan. I am not a Lamb fan. But for Dave, I am rooting for Lamb to get some yards. Also, Dak and Geno trade pick sixes. I like it. Handoff. Williams fighting for some yardage, and he's going to pick up the first down. David, you are a man of principle, sir. I salute you. But pick sixes is the goal. I agree. We need one, at least one. All right. Dak under center. A little bit of play action. Raiders showing pressure. Gets it out of Lamb. He's inside the 20, down to the 14. Dang, dude. The Cowboys are just run, pass, everything is just picking up chunks right now. Also, that pass by Dak Prescott, man, that was beautiful. Just a nice little deep crosser there by CeeDee Lamb towards the left sideline. Great touch, able to get it just over the head of the defender. Literally hitting CeeDee Lamb right in the breadbasket. All right, Dak under center, ball at the 14. Hand off to Williams, and he is stacked up right at the line. No gain, 2nd and 10 coming up. And we got 7:04, 7:03, 7:02, 7:01, 6:59 on the clock. So a little over midway through the second quarter here. All right, 2 receivers split out to the right. Dak in the shotgun, running back to his left. Takes the snap, looking, dumps it underneath to Williams. He's going to have some blockers, but is still not going to get much of anything on that one. Might have picked up half a yard. Whew. Man, the Raiders defense, man, they were flying to the ball on that one. All right, Dak in the shotgun, running back to his left. 3rd and 10 from the 14. Remember, Raiders defense in the red zone, one of the worst in the NFL. Dak dropping back, looking, throws it underneath to Lepke, and he is going to come up a yard or 2 shy of the first down. So 4th and 2. I expect the Cowboys to go for this one. We saw that a lot last night against the Eagles. Detroit going for it on 4th down 5 times and going 0 for 5. And the Cowboys are going to use a timeout here, their first one of the half. Clock is stopped at 5:19. It's actually, they're saying 4th and 1. Might be a long one there, so. All right, David, ESPN Analytics says go for it on anything less than 4th and 9, I swear. Yeah, it jumps back and forth. Sometimes they're like, oh yeah, 4th and 5, go for it. It's like, is that like where you are on the field? Yeah, and they change it too. It doesn't always say 4th and 3. Sometimes it says 4th and 7, go for it. Like last night, I think it said 4th and 6, and they were like, yeah, go for it, and they did not get it. All right, Dak looking, dropping back over the middle, touchdown. And that is to big Robertson Ferguson there, man. Woo! Jake Ferguson, man, a former Wisconsin Badger, getting into the end zone. Also, boom, gotta represent Wisco. And for some of our new viewers, yes, I am from Wisconsin. Packer fan, if you couldn't tell. Right there, bam. So yeah, if you watch these streams enough, anytime there's a Badger making a play, I am going to shout him out. All right. Cowboys got a false start on the extra point, so they're going to move back a little bit. Should not be a problem for Brandon Aubrey, though. See Strom, great. We'll take it. Boom. Yeah, man. 2 consecutive touchdown drives for the Cowboys so far, man. And the kick is good. All right, man. Cowboys starting to kind of kind of starting to stretch that lead a little bit here. You're kind of worried a little bit about the Raiders just because they start out fast and then they just, after the first 3 or 4 plays, it just goes nowhere after that. That's the one thing that's kind of worrying about this Raiders offense, man. I hope they can kind of get back to it, man. To kick 2 field goals, they had great field position on both of those field goal drives, but they got to start scoring touchdowns, man. Like I said, the Cowboys offense, they had a couple off weeks. They got to bye. They look like they're back to their normal selves. Raiders need to get something going here. Otherwise, this is going to be a blowout. All right, so we're on a commercial break here, so we're not missing a thing. So where are we at in terms of stats here? We got 5:16 left in the second quarter. Dak starting out this game 12 of 17, 148 through the air, 2 touchdowns. Javonte, 10 carries, 39 yards, actually averaging less than 4 yards. Usually that is not the case for Williams. Pickens, 5 for 64, CeeDee Lamb, 3 for 55, and a touchdown. Hunter Lupke, the fullback, man, actually the third receiver in terms of stats here. 2 catches, 24 yards. All right, with the Raiders so far, Geno, 8 of 13, 80 yards through the air, no touchdown, no picks. Ashton Jeanty, just 2 carries for 10 yards. And Brock Bowers, 2 for 35. And Ian Thomas, 1 for 20. Jack Beck, 1 for 19. That was actually, of those 4 catches I mentioned, 3 of them came basically back to back to back on the second field goal drive by the Raiders. All right, returning it to the 15, making a man miss at the 20, and he gets it down to the 22. All right, Raiders with the ball here. Jake Ferguson, man, 7 touchdown catches so far this season. That is tied for the most by a tight end so far through the 2025 season. Geno, a little bit of play action. Throws it over the middle, finds a wide open man down across the 35, down near the 38. And that is his big tight end, Brock Bowers. Dave, you should say go K-State, and I will say go Badgers. Go K-State, baby. Go Kansas State, baby. Woo! The Wildcats. Okay, Geno, throw a pick 6. Do it for the kids or for Tom Brady. Ooh. What about the children, man? What about the children? Play action. Geno rolling to his right, pressured. Throws it down the field, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Trey Tucker. I think that's the 4th time he has tried to target Tucker tonight, and it has not been relatively close. That one throwing it into double coverage. And that was the former Colt Malik Hooker nearly getting to that one. All right. 2nd and 10 from the 38. Geno looking, quick throw, and not on the same page as his tight end. Timing just a little bit off. Steve. After this, we got Eagles and Kansas back to back. If we win both, our hope for the playoffs will rise more and more. Oh, okay. Cowboys, hey, yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be some tough games, man, against Philly and Kansas City. It's gonna be some tough ones. Those should be good games, hopefully. All right, we got 3rd and 10. Cowboys with 7 guys on the line, showing a lot of pressure. Takes the snap. They send all 7. Quick throw to the right, and it's gonna be a first down across the 50, down to the 48. And that is the former Seattle Seahawk, Tyler Lockett, who started this season with the Tennessee Titans and requested his release a couple weeks ago, and then he got picked up by the Raiders, and that reunited him with his former head coach over there in Seattle, man. Pete Carroll bringing him in. Right. Geno under center. Play action. Looking. Throws it to the right. Ashton Genty with some room, and he's going to be brought down at the 40. Picks up about 7 yards there. All right, clock is running. It's going to be at 3:19, 3:18, 3:17, 3:16, 3:15 if you want to sync this game up with us. 2nd and 2, 3 receivers to the right. Geno alone in the shotgun. Throws to the left side. And he's got Genty again, and he's going to spin his way down to the 31. Picks up a first down. Ooh. Almost a face mask there on the Cowboys. Once again, play action. Geno looking, throws to the right, and that ball is intercepted, tipped and intercepted. Return to the 20, 25, and it's not going to get all the way to the end zone. But the Cowboys defense finally picks off Geno Smith. I have no idea what Geno was doing on that one, dude. There was nowhere near enough air to get it over the defender. That was a heck of a play, though. Once again, it got tipped and just ricocheted about 10 yards backwards right into the hands of the safety there. David Lockett is a K-Stater. Hey, there we go. Really, he went to K-State? All right. Aw, he didn't run it back for a pick. 6. Fired. Pack your bags. Don't bother coming back to Texas. Well, can they at least finish the game? He might get a second chance. Come on. We got to give this guy a second chance. Number 14. Yeah, trying to get it to Brock Bowers, and to be honest with you, the defender made a great play on the ball. So may not have been on Geno completely, but still. Dak looking deep down the field, and he nearly returns the favor. Raiders nearly pick it off. And that was Looney Johnson, man. Nearly. Woo! Oh my gosh. Honestly, if Pickens does not play basically the corner on that play, that might have been picked off. Wow, dude. Dak just said, screw it. I'm just going to throw it down the field. It's going to be a handoff to Williams, and this one goes nowhere. Might have actually lost about half a yard. Oh, there we go. See? There we go. He can finish the game. He can finish the game. All right, man. We have reached the 2-minute warning here in the second quarter. They're going to go to a commercial break. And we'll see what the Cowboys do on 3rd and long when we come back. Holy cow, man. We got 14 people watching, man. You guys are crazy. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, please leave a like on the video. It helps the video a ton. Subscribe if you haven't. It's a great free way to support us on the channel, man. Thank you. All right, let's look around here. Yeah, how many interceptions has Geno thrown this year, man? That is Geno's 13th interception of the season. Dang, dude, that is wild. And they've only played, I mean, this is their 10th game, but dude, holy cow. Yeah, man, it's been a rough season for Geno Smith here, man. He's definitely not looking like he did with the Seahawks over there in Seattle, man. Like towards the end of his tenure with Seattle, you could start to see the cracks a little bit, and I think part of that was, Pete Carroll was gone, so there was a little bit of a transition to a new system, and I think Geno just didn't really fit that system that they were trying to run over there in Seattle, like he did when he first got there. But man, dude, it's been tough to watch, man. Because Geno, you can tell they're still good. They're still good performances every once in a while, but it's not the same. And looking throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. CeeDee Lamb looking for a flag, and he gets one. There it is. Flag, a late flag, but probably the right call. Yeah, there was pressure. Crosby nearly able to get to Dak Prescott. Woo! Tyler Guyton getting smacked in the mouth. So there's actually there might be two flags on the play. Yeah, they're gonna get Holmes for defensive PI, and then I think they're gonna get a personal foul. But I think the PI might give them more yardage, so they might actually they're gonna enforce the pass interference. Got to give it to Guyton, man. He took a straight up smack right to the jaw, man. It wasn't actually to the face mask. It was like right underneath it. All right, Cowboys get a second chance here. 1st and 10, ball at the 48 of Las Vegas. And Williams breaking it to the 40, 35, and he gets taken down at the 32. There might be a fumble. And I think they actually blew the play dead. Whew. Yeah, they're saying Williams was down by contact. David, boys flopping. There's definitely a little bit of a flop, but that's a heck of a hit, man. Like, we forget some of these guys, like especially those guys on the line, dude, they're like 250, 270, man. Even if it's not like a closed fist, that can That can rattle the brain a little bit, man. Steve, why did he join the Raiders? Who are you talking about? You talking about Geno or who? Who? All right. Cowboys use their second time out here, stopping the clock at 1:20. All right. Dak in the shotgun. Looking, and whoop, we got a bunch of flags. A bunch of flags. And that's going to be a false start on Dallas. And that's going to be on the other Tyler. There's about 3 Tylers that are starting for the Cowboys on the offensive line. You got Tyler Smith, you got Tyler Guyton, and then you got, who else? Tyler Booker. All right. 1st and 15, ball at the 38. Play action. Dak pressured, looking, throws over the middle. He finds George Pickens to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and touchdown, George Pickens. And oh boy. Just terrible defense, man. Horrendous. That's not what we need here. We do have a flag. I think it's going to be after the touchdown. It's probably going to be on the celebration. David, if you're talking about Lockett, he played with Carroll in Seattle. Oh no, not Pickens. Boo. Thank you, David. I appreciate your support. Seastrom, go Cowboys. Yeah, they're going and going and going. It's like the Energizer Bunny, man. They might just keep going and going and going in this game because the Raiders' defense is just terrible, man. Terrible coverage, terrible tackle attempts on that route. Jesus. And Aubrey's kick is still good, even though they moved it back 15 yards. And there's another flag. Well, that touchdown by George Pickens just made my fantasy matchup a little bit tighter. Now I'm only winning by just under 9 points, so about 8.7. 8.7 points, man. CeeDee Lamb better catch a couple passes here in the second half, man. Come on. All right, they're still trying to figure out this flag on the extra point. Oh, okay, so it's actually on the Raiders. They were in the neutral zone, so that's gonna be declined, and the Cowboys are now up 24-6 with 1:10 left in the half. Oh, that's why they got Pickens on the celebration. He jumped on the post. I did not know that was a flag. I knew you couldn't dunk on the goalpost. Just because I think it was before, like when if a guy hung on it, it would actually bend the post. I didn't know you couldn't jump. I didn't know you couldn't touch the entire structure until this week. Okay. Steve. All right. Oh, gotcha. Hold on. David, the defense has more holes than my sock collection, and I have trouble finding a pair of holes that don't. Okay. You gotta protect the toes, man. You gotta protect the toes. Steve, Gorgeous George did it again. David, guys really need to quit jumping on the field goal post. They should just disqualify the guy from the game. I mean, if it keeps on happening, the NFL, it would not surprise me if they just start doing that. Or at the very least, it counts towards a disqualification. Like, do I want that to happen? No, because to be honest with you, I just like I said, I understand why they don't want people dunking because we've seen that it does mess up the post, especially if you hang on, if like you're hanging on it. But jumping on the actual like base of it, I'm like, I don't think that's gonna do anything, especially because it's padded too. I'll be very surprised if anybody can damage that if you just by jumping on it, but whatever. What was the saying like before they kind of loosened up the celebrations? It was called the NFL stands for No Fun League. All right, Raiders catching it at the 5, getting it across the 20, 25, and down near the 30. All right, Raiders going to be on offense here. Going to have some decent field position, so hopefully they can hit something here before the half. Steve, Raiders are just something sad to watch. I feel bad for them. I mean, it was gonna take more than a season to fix the Raiders, man. They've been bad for a while, so it's gonna be a throw to the right, and it'll pick up about 4 yards. And that was Mostert picking up a couple yards after the catch. Goes out of bounds, so he does stop the clock at 58 seconds. Ball at 34. Geno in the shotgun. Looking. Throws to the left, and he is nearly intercepted again. That was Deron Bland nearly getting his hands on it. Oh, they're actually going to get the Cowboys on for holding, so that's going to be a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. All right, ball to 39. Geno pressured, avoids a sack, runs to the right, finds a man in stride across the 40 and down near the 36 of Dallas. Trey Tucker with his first catch of the night. Holy cow, man. That was another risky throw by Geno. Yeah, man. Hopefully the Raiders can get a touchdown on this drive, man, just to make it closer, man, just to make it competitive. Come on. I mean, the Cowboys defense has definitely changed since the trades and stuff like that. It's been, obviously, they also had a bye week. So it's not surprising that they're playing better. It's just the Raiders need to take advantage of this, man. They can still get yards. They can still put up points. They just got to stop beating themselves. Geno looking over the middle, gets it out to Brock Bowers, who's inside the 30. And that'll be second and about 3 coming up. Clock is running, and the Raiders Actually missed their first time out. They're using their second here. Stopping the clock at 34 seconds. Yeah, right now, Dallas over 250 yards on offense. All right, Geno in the shotgun. Cowboys sending pressure. Geno throwing it to the right, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to the backup tight end there, Meyer. All right, third down and short coming up. Oh, they got Shavon Revel, man, the rookie out of East Coastal Carolina. He was he tore his ACL in September, and he was a third-round pick. It's gonna be a run. It's gonna be actually a catch there by Merstedt, and he's gonna pick up the first down. But yeah, Revel, he was so he tore that ACL, but he was considered one of the best corners coming into his final season in college. So honestly, if he would have stayed healthy, he probably goes in the second or first. But yeah, apparently this is his first game back. This is his NFL debut. All right, Raiders use their last timeout here, stopping the clock at 23 seconds, and the ball is right at the 25. All right, single receiver to the right, Geno in the shotgun. Once again, pressured, and down he goes, and I think they're going to get intentional grounding. Or are they going to give him the benefit of the doubt here? Because he was within the pocket. The ball did not travel past the line of scrimmage. And they're saying no. All right. 2nd and 10 coming up. All right. Geno in the shotgun. Running back to his left. Once again, under pressure, throws it away, and that's going to be incomplete. There is a flag on the field. It's going to be on the Cowboys, man. They're offsides. And it's going to be on the former first overall pick, Jadeveon Clowney. A guy who also played for Pete Carroll back in Seattle there a couple years back. Second and 5, ball at the 20, 14 seconds left in the half. Geno in the shotgun, looking, and throws it away. Able to get it past the line and out of bounds. So 3rd and 5 coming up. 8 seconds left. Come on, Geno, just throw a pick six. Just end the half. Come on. If you're not going to score a touchdown, throw a pick six for us. Do it for the children. And, man, these last like 30 seconds are lasting forever, but the Cowboys are going to use their final timeout here. David, that's what I'm saying. Oh, I miss. Sorry, David. Point and laugh and laugh and laugh and point and laugh some more. And then finally, that's what I'm saying. Come on, man. Come on, Geno. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. Like, I'm rooting for them to score a touchdown, but if they're not, man, you got to throw a pick six. Come on. Give us a score before the half. All right. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. He's got blockers. He's got time, and it's going to be incomplete. 4 seconds left. 4th and 5. Oh, my God, dude. If the ball is thrown a little bit better, Brock Bowers has it, man. He's in front of the defender. He's a big tight end. That should have been a freaking touchdown, man. But Geno kind of just pushing that one towards that front pylon instead of where Brock was. All right, Carlson going to attempt a 38-yarder, and it is right down the middle. And the Raiders tack on 3 points before the half. All right, man. All right, man. So we've gotten plenty of points, man. We got over 30 points. We haven't had that happen in a primetime game, I think, in about 2 weeks. You know, the last couple games, man, whew, like, you know, we had let's see here, Detroit and the Eagles last night. Not a super high-scoring game. We had Eagles and Packers. Not a high-scoring game either. Let me see here. Raiders and Broncos. That was a rough game to watch. Ravens and Dolphins. That was another weird game. Yeah, man. The prime times have been kind of hit or miss the last couple weeks. But let's hope the Raiders can kind of get something started here, man, in the second half. Pete Carroll, he's a heck of a coach, man. Second half adjustments, maybe. All right, let's look at the halftime stats here. So Dak, 13 of 19, 185 through the air, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Javonte Williams, 12 carries, 54 yards. Pickens, 6 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb right behind him, 3 catches, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Quinnen Williams, 1.5 sacks. James Houston with a sack. Marquise Bell with the interception. And then Geno, 16 of 28. 28 pass attempts in the first half for the Raiders. They've only run the ball 4 times, and one of them was Geno Smith scrambling to run. Ashton Genty, 2 carries, 10 yards, and Raheem Mostert with 1 carry for 4 yards. That's it. That is it. That's wild, man. Steve, why did Geno leave Seattle? He was actually traded. He was traded away. The Seahawks had signed Sam Darnold to that big contract, and they just didn't really need Geno. And I think Geno kind of was like, if I'm not going to be the starter in Seattle, I don't want to be a backup. So, get me to somewhere where I can play football. And Pete Carroll had just become the head coach with the Raiders. And I think that gave Pete Carroll, hey, I've coached Geno Smith in Seattle. He's a solid quarterback. We need stability at that position for what I'm trying to do. So I think Pete Carroll was more than willing to kind of trade some assets to get Geno Smith. So But yeah, that's why Geno is now with the Raiders. He was basically traded away because the Seahawks picked up Sam Darnold, and Pete Carroll wanted a guy that he had coached in the past. David, Jets and Patriots on Thursday did have points, so this weekend has a mismatch of point scoring on primetime. That's true. That is true, actually, yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Jets and Patriots. That there were some points there. I think mostly for the Patriots, but there was some points there. That's true. Continuing, Brock Bowers, the leading receiver for the Raiders, 4 catches, 58 yards. Trey Tucker, 2 catches, 30 yards. And then everybody else has 1 or less outside of Ashton Genty with 4 catches for 17 yards. Crossy Pond. Hey, Tom, what's going on? Holy cow, Grassy Raid. Woo, wow, man. Holy cow, welcome. Hey, my name is Dave. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. We do as many as 5 games per week on the channel. Every primetime game, every Packer game. Holy cow. Tom Grassy Raid. Let's go. Holy cow, man. Ryan Connolly, shout out to you. Kuba World, shout out to you. Holy cow, man. Grassy Raid. You guys are crazy. Perna Raid as well, potentially. Holy cow. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel, man. Welcome. Holy cow. Let's go. Love you guys. Perna, shout out to you. Tom, shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. You helped me get started here on YouTube with a raid last year, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Let's go. And to my subscribers, if you haven't, check out Brandon Perna. Check out Tom Grassi, man. Great guys. I've been doing basically what I'm doing for a long time. Let's go. Tom aims us and we come and say hi. Gotta love it. Let's go. Welcome. Yeah, man. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, man. Let's keep it going, man. Thank you so much, guys. Woo! Unbelievable. You guys are crazy, man. Awesome. Wow, man. I definitely not expecting a Grassy raid tonight. So, holy cow, man. Welcome to everybody. Heck yeah, man. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Holy freaking cow. Go, Pack, go. Let's go. We got to win this week. Let's freaking go. Let's keep it going. Packers, man, it's just getting started. Let's go. Holy freaking cow, man. I was not expecting a Grassy raid today. Let's freaking go. Welcome, man. Yeah, if you guys are new, thank you so much for watching. We're at halftime, obviously, but yeah, man, we do as many as 5 games on the channel. This is game number 5 of the week. We got another 5 next week, and we're going to keep it rolling, man. So thank you so much. Yeah, once again, thank you to Tom. Thank you to Brandon. You guys are the best, man. You guys are awesome. Holy freaking cow. Just when you least expect it, freaking Grassy raid and Perna raid, of course. Holy freaking cow. Casey, nice background. I like the art on your wall. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, a couple of these are from local artists in my area, so thank you. Appreciate you. Remgan, liked and subscribed. Hey, let's go. Appreciate you. Thank you. Denny, Grassy raid. There we go. Appreciate you. Peace out. See ya. Fawn Brown, like and sub. Heck yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you. Bear down. Zachary, come on, man. Holy freaking cow. Holy cow, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man. You guys are freaking awesome. Appreciate you. Look at that, man. The Grassy Posse coming through. Let me see here. We got Slim Monk. Holy cow, man. We got a bunch of people here. Probably won't be able to shout out everybody. Otherwise, I think that might take up the whole stream. But Birchwood Vampire. Awesome freaking name, by the way. Crazy Couch. There we go. We got a Crazy Couch on my channel as well. Yeah, man. Holy cow. Awesome. Casey. Oh, we got all the team fans in here. Heck yeah. Let's freaking go. Dahlia, what's going on with the popcorn? There you go. There you go. Casey, who is if you're still here, who's your team? Who do you root for? Let me know. That freaking Tom, man. One of these days I'm gonna raid Tom's stream. One of these days. I'm gonna Uno reverse Tom on one of these days, man. Unbelievable. Holy freaking cow. We are at 137 in terms of subscribers. You guys are insane, man. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Holy freaking cow. I completely lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I was talking about before. Also, Daniel with Who the F is Perna. Awesome. I like it. All right. So, okay, I think I was talking about these teams here. David, what's going on, brother? A lot of smiles right now, man. I'm kind of speechless. Every time Tom does it, he's done it twice to me now. That son of a gun. That son of a gun. Yeah, I'm always speechless, man. So, Tom always helping out the little guy on YouTube, man. That's why we love him. What does Tom say? Freaking fracking. That's why Tom is the freaking fracking best, man. All right. So yeah, I was talking about these teams here. Let's let's get back to it. We're still at halftime, so we're not missing a thing. But yeah, coming in at halftime, the Cowboys 253 on offense. Raiders with 167 total yards on offense. So obviously a big contrast. The Cowboys have just been, after their first couple drives, man, they weren't getting much. I thought maybe the bye had not helped. And since then, man, it's just been touchdown after touchdown after touchdown, man. They've been just killing it. So Raiders with only 21 yards on the ground rushing. That needs to change significantly in the second half. They need to be able to keep the ball, eat some of this clock, eat away at this deficit, obviously, but also keep that Cowboys offense off the field. So they're going to need to find some way to be able to function as an offense consistently. Yeah, they can't settle for field goals, man. That's just not going to do it tonight. All right, looks like the third quarter is about to get underway. And then finally, 3 sacks for the Cowboys. They've been putting pressure on Geno all game long, man. Geno has been kind of doing a little bit better of a job, especially the last 2 drives, of being able to avoid that penalty and get the ball down the field. But the issue is Geno is kind of starting to force things, man. There's been a couple times he's already thrown 1 pick. There's been at least 3 or 4 other passes that should have been probably picked off. So that's another thing to look out for. Geno obviously leads the NFL, I think, at this point with 13 interceptions. So that needs to improve, man. There needs to be some way to get the ball to his guys without putting the ball in danger at almost every other throw. All right. Cowboys kicking this one off. Raiders going to start with the ball here in the second half. Catches it at the 7, to the 20, 25, and down to the 32, and that's where Geno and this offense are going to take over. Holy freaking cow, man. We got 14 people watching. Let's go, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. If you haven't yet, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, man. It helps out a ton. It's a great free way to support us, man. All right, Geno under center, 2 tight end set, toss to the right. Genty not getting anything, losing about 2 or 3 yards before going out of bounds. Seriously, we've done, I think, 2 Raiders games on the channel this year. I have every single time Genty touches the ball, the entire defense knows what the play is. I don't know what's going on. They've been doing it in this game. They did it in the game that we streamed a couple weeks ago. Geno getting out to the left there. Tyler Lockett, the former Seahawk, picking up about half of what they needed, setting up a 3rd and medium for the Raiders. Holy cow, man. 19 views. Let's go, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his left. Throws it out to Brock Bowers, and that ball is going to be incomplete. 4th down coming up. Nearly was picked off again. Deron Bland able to get a hand on that one. And that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, man. Like, that's tight coverage. You got to go somewhere else. I know the pressure is kind of getting there a little bit, but Pete Carroll has to find a way to give Geno a target that's on the move that you know is going to be at least open. Even if it's not deep down the field, it's going to be open, and let your receivers make some yardage after the catch. Because right now, Geno is just trying to, basically, he's just trying to drop dots, and it is not working, man. The accuracy is a little too up and down. So, Raiders punting it away, and the Cowboys are going to take the field here when we come back from the commercial break. All right, so continuing kind of talking about the Cowboys, man. So far, the running game has been solid. They haven't really used it a whole lot, man. The George Pickens has been picking up big chunks of yardage, 6 catches, obviously, already over 100 yards. CD Lamb, he's not getting as many targets, but when he's catching it, it's usually catching it for basically 20 yards almost down the field. Like, the Cowboys can run, and they probably should run in the second half to eat up as much clock. But to be honest with you, man, the passing game is working. It is wide open, and they're picking up big chunks even after they catch it. Like that George Pickens catch, man, he literally just it was like a sports car just driving through obstacles, man. Also, bad tackling by the Raiders, that doesn't help. But man, dude, it's just been wide open for those two guys to be just running. I'm expecting Jake Ferguson to have a bigger second half than he did in the first, man, because I think he only caught one, maybe two passes. He did catch a touchdown, but not a whole lot of targets. I'm expecting him to be more involved here in the second half, because I think Dak is going to be wanting to he's going to still want to pick up big chunks, but they're still going to probably take it to the tight ends a little bit more, see what they can do. It's a little bit safer, probably a little bit less risky than trying to throw it down the field. All right. Williams looks like he finds some room, and he's going to pick up about 6 yards on the run. Javonte looked like he was going to be dropped right at the line, and then was able just to kind of sidestep to the right and pick up some good yardage on that run. All right. Dak now motioning into the shotgun, running back to his right. He's got CeeDee Lamb alone to the right side. Two tight end set. Rolling to his left. Pressured. Gets it out to George Pickens again. And George stays on his feet and picks up the first down for Dallas. Yeah, look at the way the Raiders are playing defense, man. They are playing soft coverage. All right, 1st and 10. Dak under center, single back in the backfield. Hands it off. Williams finding a little bit of room. May have picked up about 2 or 3 there up the middle. Got Jerry Jones. Yeah, apparently Jerry was not messing around when he said we got some trades that are coming down the pike. 2nd and 6. Dak dropping back. Time finds Jake Ferguson, and Jake picking up about 3 yards there. It'll be 3rd and 3 coming up. And we really haven't seen Crosby make an impact since that fumble on the Cowboys' second offensive drive. He's been getting close to Dak, but just has not been able to make an effect on the play yet. George Pickens picks up another catch, stays on his feet, keeps it going, still fighting. Holy freaking cow. Oh boy, man. Pickens is going off tonight. Dude, Eric Stokes has just been getting manhandled all game long, man. First and 10, ball at the 42 of Las Vegas. Play action, looking. Throws it to the fullback, Lepke. He's going to pick up a first down. Gain of 12 down to the 30. Holy cow. Let me see here. David. Sorry, man. Pickens needs to go sit on the bench. Telling me, man. So right now, I have CeeDee Lamb as my only player in fantasy playing today. My opponent has George Pickens. I am currently leading by 4 points. So I need CeeDee Lamb to catch a touchdown here. I don't like this George Pickens being the #1 guy. Come on, man. Give it to CD. There we go. All right, CD Lamb on the field. I like it. Let's go. All right, we got 2nd and 4 coming up. Ball at the 25. Dak under center. Hands it off again. This one is going to pick up another first. They're going to be right at the 20. 1st and 10 coming up. Look at the graphic they're putting up for the NFC playoff picture. The team's all the way over here sniffing around. That's hilarious. So that's Detroit, Carolina, Minnesota, and Dallas. Just outside of the playoff picture. Play action. Looking. Throws it underneath to Jake, and that's going to go for nothing. Might have actually lost a yard. All right, we got 7:45. Clock is running, nearing the midway point here of the 3rd. All right, 2nd and 10. Ball at the 20. Dak in the shotgun. George Pickens on that left side. Quick throw, gets it. 1st down and down inside the 5. Oh boy. I might actually lose this week, man. Not liking it. Not liking what's happening right now. Handoff. Williams bouncing it to the left, and he's going to get about a yard there. Sorry, that's actually Malik Davis, the backup. All right, we got 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line, it looks like. Holy freaking cow, man. We got 18 people watching on a Monday night. You guys are awesome, man. I appreciate you. If you're new or just joining us, leave a like on the video. It helps a ton. Subscribe if you haven't. It's a great free way to support me on the channel here. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Fakes the handoff. Gets it out to CD, and is that a touchdown? No, that's not even CD Lamb. That is Flournoy with a catch. Congratulations. Dang it. Come on. That's a heck of a touchdown, though. Nice little zig route there on the left side. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, the Cowboys right now, they are just running away with this one. And that was Kelly on the coverage. I think he's given up about 2 touchdowns in this game so far. And Aubrey's kick is basically right down the middle. We got 619 Booyaka Booyaka on the clock. Booyaka Booyaka 619. Any wrestling fans? All right. I'm currently just winning by 1.5 points in fantasy. 1.5. Unbelievable. David, time for a pick 6. Come on, Geno. I mean, Geno has been, he's been risking the biscuit for most of this game. Holy freaking cow, man. 26 viewers, man. You guys are the best. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're just joining us or if you're new to the channel, please leave a like and subscribe, man. We do as many as 5 games on the channel every single week. Every primetime game, every Packer game. Yeah, man. The season is just going to be, it's starting to heat up, man. The playoff picture getting a little bit more clear. Some of these teams starting to play some really good football. Some teams not so much, but yeah, man, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a wild finish this season. Also, it's been a freaking weird season too, man. It's just been up and down. So here's a wild stat: the Cowboys have scored 31 points on 5 drives in this game. The Raiders, the last time they scored 31 points in a game, you have to go back to 2023. That is That's some rough offense for a long time. And Caillou Blue Kelly, the guy that just gave up the touchdown, 27 snaps defensively. He's been targeted 6 times. He's given up 6 catches, 87 yards, and 2 touchdowns tonight. That is rough, man. All right. Aubrey kicking this one away, caught at the 10, returned to the 20, 25, to the 30, and getting it across the 35, keeping the pile moving, and he will be down to somewhere around the 35. All right, so the Raiders going to have some good field position on this next drive, man. They got to put points up. All right, Geno in the shotgun, single receiver to the right, looking, throws it to the running back, and Genti able to pick up about 6 there on the swing pass to the left. And that was one of the newest members of the Cowboys, Logan Wilson, bringing them down. Wilson was a part of the Bengals earlier this year. He did request a trade actually in the offseason or in the preseason. And Cincinnati was like, nah. And then finally, they traded him to the Cowboys for, I think, a 7th-round draft pick. It's going to be a quick throw to the right, Myers, and he is going to be very close to a first down. I think it's going to be about half a yard that they need here on 3rd. And we got 20 people watching. Let's go, man. Yeah, hit up the chat as well, man. I like to talk to everybody, man. The game can be awesome. My commentary could be good, but if the chat is usually what makes the game, man, in my opinion. So if you guys have a chance, hit up the chat, man. Let's talk. Let me know who your team is, who you picking tonight, or who were you picking tonight. And then, yeah, we'll go from there, man. It's always fun. It's always fun to get people chatting up, talking. And the Raiders get a false start on the left tackle there, so that's going to move them back. So instead of a 3rd and half a yard, it'll be 3rd and 6 now. All right, Geno in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers on that left side. Pressure, gets it out. Brock Bowers nearly breaking away, and I think he's basically going to get the ball back to where they were before the penalty. 4th and inch is coming up. David, don't literally hit the chat, though. We do appreciate high fives. Yeah, don't hit the chat, man. Don't like literally hit it. I take no responsibility. I'm not a coach. Is not responsible for the damages that might happen. But if that's your thing, hey, you do your thing, man. I'm not gonna stop you. All right. The game is on commercial break here. They're trying to looks like they're gonna try to measure where this ball is supposed to be spotted. All right, so let's look at the stats here, man. I mean, it's not going to be pretty for the Raiders, but I do want to see what's been going on. So yeah, Cowboys 333 yards total offense. The Raiders still under 200. Raiders are 2 for 9 on third down. Man, that's some Detroit Lions efficiency on third down right there. Anybody watch that game last night? That was a rough one for Detroit, man. Cowboys 2 for 5 on third down. Yeah, right now the Cowboys averaging over 7 yards per play, while the Raiders are at 4.5. All right, we're coming back. 4th and 1. Geno under center. Tight end, running back in the backfield. It's going to be a toss to the right. Genty picks up the first down just barely, man. He was met basically, I think, about a half a yard behind the line, but still able to come away with something. All right, man. The Raiders keep it going here on offense. Ball at the 49. Geno in the shotgun, running back behind him. 2 receivers on that left side. Play action. Finds Myers, and he's going to be very close to a first down there, catching it along the right sideline. David keeping the drive alive for another opportunity to throw picks. You had me going on that first part of that sentence, and you got me, man. You got me. I was like, oh, there's hope, and then crash and burn. How dare you? All right. Geno under center, single receiver to the right. Throwing it to that right side, gets Trey Tucker to the 40, to the 35, and down near the 32. And that's going to be a first down for the Raiders. I kind of have to start throwing some sauce on these things because the Raiders may not get many first downs after this. So, gotta make it sound good. Right. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. 2 receivers split out to the left. Throws to that right side, and that's going to be dropped by Brock Bowers. 2nd and 10 coming up. Brock has been pretty quiet in the second half, man. I think he's had 3 targets. I think that might be his second drop in the second half. All right, we got 2:09 left in the third here. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. Two receivers split out to the left. Ball at the 32. Delayed handoff, and he's trying to get something, and that's going to go for about a yard or two. That is Mostert picking up a couple yards, getting it down to the 30. All right, so we got third and long coming up for the Raiders. I mean, they're in four down territory at this point. So they got basically two chances to pick up 8 yards here. All right, Geno in the shotgun, tight end in motion. Genty steps up in the pocket, throws to the left, and that's a catch and a first down. Tyler Lockett locking that ball down, getting the toes in before going out of bounds. Picks up about 10 yards. All right, Geno under center. Ball is at the 19, so the Raiders in the red zone. Single back in the backfield, handed off to Genty, and now the Raiders are going to be outside of the red zone after a loss of about 2 or 3 there. And that was the former Green Bay Packer, Kenny Clark, leading the way there, bringing down the rookie for a loss. Jesus. Wow, dude, the left guard just got absolutely smacked. Got freaking pancaked. Yeah, Kenny's a strong dude, man. He is solid. All right, Geno in the shotgun, running back to his left, takes the snap, stays in the pocket, escaping, and he is going to be run down by Jadeveon Clowney after picking up about 2 or 3 yards there. And that's going to be the final play of the third quarter here. We head to the fourth. Oh, dude, they just showed a graphic. Genty is getting 1.5 yards before contact on every single carry this season so far, man. That's his average. Dang, dude, that is like people were wondering, like, why is this kid not, exploding? Why is he not Bijan Robinson, basically? And it's like, yeah, well, when you're getting hit after less than 2 yards on every carry, yeah, you're not gonna be picking up big chunks of yardage. You need to get you need help from your blockers. That's basically what is happening, man. The Raiders are definitely gonna need to reinvest in this offense, man, especially the interior. I think the tackles are doing fine for the most part. Like if you look at the sacks tonight, they've all come from the interior outside of I think the second or third one. And then and then the rushing, man. Like anytime they're rushing in between the tackles, there's immediate pressure. And that's why you're starting to see like them kind of just trying to toss it, trying to see if they can catch this defense. But the Cowboys are doing a great job of just crashing down at any kind of run at this point. All right, David, how you doing, my man? Let me know. Let me know. All right, looks like we're coming back from the commercial break here. So right now, Cowboys just see if the Raiders can get something going. All right, ball at the 19. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his left. Takes the snap. Look, throws, finds Brock Bowers, and that's going to pick up about 7 of what they need. So 4th and 3 coming up. There's a lot of Cowboys fans in the stands right now, man. All right, we got 4th and 4. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. Condensed formation, and the ball is at the 13. Takes the snap, has some time. It's going to take off and run. He's to the 10, to the 5, and he slides at the 5, and that's going to be 1st and goal for the Raiders. There you go, man. Geno Smith picking up some yardage with his legs. All right, Geno alone in the shotgun. 3 receivers bunched up on that right side. Quick throw, gets it out to Trey Tucker, and in the end zone, and the Raiders get into the end zone for the first time tonight. Yeah, the 3 receivers bunched up there, basically 2 tight ends. Trey Tucker, the only receiver, and that was just basically a bubble screen, using his tight ends as blockers and able to just kind of extend that ball out into the end zone. All right, Carlson, his extra point is right down the middle, and the Raiders are just down by 15, man. If they can get another score here, if their defense can hold, get the ball back quickly, Raiders can score. Might be able to get back into this one just a little bit. They just showed Geno after throwing that touchdown, and that man looks exhausted. Physically and mentally, I think that was just an exhausting freaking drive for him. David, I'm still waiting for a pick 6. Also, Lamb needs 45-yard TD catch. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. Imagine Dak throws the pick 6. Dude, that would be kind of funny. It would, like, Cowboy fans would be livid if that happens. Especially if the Raiders can kind of get something going on a couple drives here. Well, it took into the 4th quarter, but the Raiders got into the end zone. Let's freaking go, man. Trying to think here. And you're kind of seeing the Raiders kind of adjust finally, but they're having to really get the ball out quickly. They've been trying to do that in the first half, but the Cowboys once again just doing a great job of just crashing down to anything that was going towards the sidelines. But on this drive, I think you can tell that the Cowboys, I think they were starting to get a little bit tired. They've been on the field for a bit, but they were really trying to make sure that there was nothing that they were going to get caught up in the middle. They were not really too worried. Everything was that defense was very condensed, trying to make sure that they didn't give up anything to those tight ends or something up the middle with the running back. So I think that's what you saw there with the Raiders. All right. Kick is going to be caught on the hop there inside the 5 to the 30 to the 40. And Turpin giving the Cowboys incredible field position. They're going to be, I think, around the 45 here. Yeah, once again, Turpin, one of the best returners, man. The guy is just so. It's one thing to be quick and fast. It's another thing to be so sudden, dude. When he makes a cut and he goes, it's like seeing a freaking car go from 0 to 60 in like 2 seconds, man. It's impressive. All right, Dak under center here. Williams gets the handoff, and he's able to fight somebody off behind the line, and he picks up about 3 yards, getting it across the 45. All right, another toss. This one, Williams trying to find some room, and Max Crosby brings him down right at the line. Dude, Pete Carroll, man. I still can't believe he's coaching at his age, man. Oldest head coach in the NFL. Dak looking, dropping back, throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Turpin on the shallow cross there to the left. I think if Dak gives him a little bit of a better ball, man, that was behind him. You could tell Turpin had to kind of come back to it. All right, man. 4th and 7 coming up. All right, Cowboys punting this one away despite having great field position, a quick 3-and-out. Tucker catching it on the bounce. He's going to be inside his own 5 and probably should have just let that ball be. And when you're talking about the Raiders, man, like right there, man, Tucker, who I would say over the last month has basically turned into their number one receiver. And anytime you have your number one receiver, and when you don't have great depth at the receiver, it's another issue. But when you are using your number one receiver as your punt returner, that's an issue. That means that the bottom part of your roster is not deep enough. Like you should not be having that many starters on special teams because that means either you don't trust the guys that are towards the bottom of your roster or you just don't have enough depth. And I think that's what the issue is with the Raiders. I think that's why hopefully Pete Carroll can be here for a couple seasons. Hopefully he can build something and they will give him time. Because I don't think this was going to be a 1 or 2 year project for Pete Carroll. This is a 3 to 4 year project in my opinion. And obviously teams are going to want to see results immediately, but it's going to take time, man. And I hope for Raiders fans, it's successful, man, because they've been a franchise that has been through a crap ton of crap, man. And I know I say crap a lot, but that's like, when's the last time they've really had a team where they can look and say, yeah, that's a potential Super Bowl contender or a legitimate playoff contender? It's been a long time, a very long time. David, what if they dig some holes and stand in them so they have more depth? I mean, I don't think it'll be. I don't think it would help, but you know what? At least you're trying something different. You know, maybe they'll slow down CD, not CD, George Pickens. You know, maybe he'll start running a route, might get a foot stuck in a hole. You know, it might help. I mean, the way I look at it, man, you can dig holes in this field. It probably would be less dangerous than what they have over there in New York. Don't you dare say the Raiders should be good. Not cool, man. Not. I'm sorry. I know those are fighting words. I know, man. I'm sorry, but it's sad, man. It's sad. No, but and I think they're gonna get the Raiders for a false start here. No, like I'm a guy that I want to see. I want to kind of see some ebb and flows in sports, man. It's one thing. It's funny. It's good memes to have like two or three teams that always are just terrible. The Browns, the Raiders, the Bengals, I guess, kind of right now. But it's always fun to have those teams. But like every once in a while, I do like to see some teams actually have some success. Like even if it's for 1 or 2 seasons. Like what we saw with Washington last year, that was freaking awesome. It was wild. It's gonna be a run, and he's not gonna get out of the end zone. Is that a safety? We just got a safety. Why would you hand the ball off to a guy that is literally getting hit after a yard? Wow, man. Yep, Genty never got out of the end zone. The ball has to be completely out. That is horrendous freaking blocking, man. Seriously, he was hit by 2 Cowboys before he even got to the goal line. And by the time he was trying to move the pile, there is there is there is literally 5 Cowboys bringing him down into the end zone, and there is not a single Raider that's doing anything. Wow, man. Seastrom, I'll take it. Oh man, that's bad, man. And this is going against a Cowboys team that I mean, up until a couple of weeks ago, they were unable to stop the run. I'm kind of curious, man. Do the Cowboys even put their starters out? We got 11:39 left. They probably will put them out for one more drive. Probably to maybe trying to hit 40 on this team. So obviously, after a safety, the team that gave up the safety is going to have to also basically kick this one away to the opposing team. So we might see Dak Prescott one more time. They're taking forever to kind of set this up here. There we go. There we go. Oh, a high kick. And caught by Pickens, and he slides out of bounds. I got to give it to the Raiders. That is the first time I've actually ever seen a kick like this in this kind of like situation. It was basically a makeshift onside kick. It almost worked. All right. Cowboys with some good field position. Dak in the shotgun. Pretty sure the kick bounced off a passing jetliner, and I know that they're in a dome, and I stand by my statement. Fair enough. A man of principle. You're like, I said what I said. Hand off up the middle here, and Williams picks up about 3, maybe 4 on the carry. So right now this is a 3-possession game, so just 17 points. I mean that's a lot to overcome with. I mean you still got 11 minutes left roughly, but unless the Raiders hit a couple big shots quickly, I don't see them coming back to make this one interesting. Hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. All right. Dak looking, throws, CeeDee Lamb with a nice catch. Come on. Pretty sure he was down. That was a gain of about 9 there, setting up a 3rd and short. All right. Cowboys might be doing a little bit of a tush push here, and Dak is going to use a timeout. 3rd and 1 coming up here. So it looks like Prescott was not happy with I think it might have been one of the tight ends was moving pre-snap, and I don't think that's what the play was designed to do. Yeah, you don't really see Dak get angry often, really. Especially at his own teammates. That usually doesn't happen. So, hand off to the fullback. He picks up a 1st, and Cowboys keeping it moving. Let's freaking go, man. We still got 10 viewers right now, man. I appreciate you. I know it's late and this game is kind of out of hand, but to you guys, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit up the chat as well, man. Hit up the chat, man. Let me know who your team is, who you root for, who you're rooting for, who were you rooting for tonight. Dak gets it out to Turpin, and that's going to go for nothing. 2nd and 10 coming up. Great blitz by the Raiders, man. A little play action. Dak was rolling, able to get the ball out just before he gets hit, but once again, the Raiders driving to the ball, bringing them down. All right, 2nd and 10, ball at the 24. They are already in field goal range, so that's not the issue. Handoff up the middle, and it's going to pick up another first down to the 11. And the Cowboys keep moving, man. Oh, there's a late flag. So before the snap, Crosby was pointing, saying that there should have been a false start. It's actually going to be a personal foul on the rookie right guard, Tyler Booker. The third of the Tylers on this offensive line. They got Tyler Guyton, starting left tackle. Then they got starting left guard. Who else? Let me see. Tyler Smith, and now Tyler Booker, man. Starting right guard. Oh, yeah, he just pushes somebody from behind. What the heck is that? All right, so instead of getting the ball at the 11 with a first down, it's going to be first down back at the 26. Steve, 4-5-1. Come on, Dallas. We need to have a win streak. It's hard, but not impossible. Yeah, man. If the defense can play like they did tonight, get a couple turnovers, make some plays, play the run well, and then the offense can score, 30 plus points. It's possible. Ferguson catching it on the screen, gets it inside the 20 down to the 19 before getting pushed out of bounds. Woo. Ferguson, man, stiff arming a guy literally almost like 5 yards out of bounds, just mushing his face. All right, we got 2nd and 3, ball just inside the 20. Dak in the shotgun, running back to his left. Hands it off to Williams, and he's going to be dropped for a gain of about 1. So 3rd and short coming up. Yeah, who does Dallas play the rest of the way, man? I know their schedule is not super easy, but it shouldn't be too hard, okay? So the Eagles, Chiefs, Lions, Vikings, Chargers, Commanders, and Giants. I mean, it finishes off easy, but that is going to be a tough month, man. Dak looking, throws to CD. Let's go, and he's going to pick up the first down and down near the 13-yard line. Let's go. As long as George Pickens doesn't score a touchdown here, I should win my matchup, but I'm only up by about 4.5 points. So please, for the love of Moses, do not give it to George Pickens in the end zone. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 13. Hand off to Williams, and he gets it inside the 10 down to the 9. Picks up about 4. And David, there you go. How's your fantasy team doing? So, yeah, right now I'm at 121.88. So 121.88. And my opponent is at 117.24. Too close to comfort, in my opinion. Too close for comfort. All right, we got less than 5.5 minutes left in this game. 2nd and 6, looking to the left, Gets it out to the backup tight end, and he will pick up about 2, maybe 3 there. That is a span forward with his first catch tonight. Steve, I can't trust this defense yet. I need them to show up in big times like the next games. Yeah, 100% agree with you, man. It's one thing to have a good defensive performance against the Raiders. It's a whole nother thing to do that with the Eagles, even though the Eagles' offense has been, stop and go, a little bit herky-jerky, a little bit. But if you can do that against them and Kansas City, I like the Cowboys' chances to challenge for a playoff spot. It's going to be a run up the middle, and Williams picks up about a yard inside the 5, and it'll be 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 2 coming up. Cowboys might be willing to just go kick a field goal here, but all right, man. Apparently the offense is staying out there. Yeah, the Cowboys are already 1 for 1 on 4th down tonight, so trying to see if they can get into the end zone one more time. Like I said, I think they're definitely trying to hit that 40 number tonight. I think that's why that's why they're keeping the starters out there this late. Yeah, John Gruden, Rich Bisaccia, Daniels, Antonio Pierce. It's a lot of coaches. This has been an 11-play drive for over 7.5 minutes and just 34 yards. Dak in the shotgun. Gets it out to CeeDee Lamb, and it goes in and out of his hands. Oh, my goodness, dude. Cowboys turn it over on downs. At least George Pickens didn't get into the end zone. That's a good thing. For me, at least. Also, I'm not exact. Has anybody noticed that Dak does this a lot? Like he just keeps his tongue on the roof of his mouth. Is that like a jaw thing or what's going on? I've been noticing that for years now. I just don't know what it is. Hey, guess what? They can get another safety now. Oh man, I don't know. I don't think the Raiders are going to be handing the ball off anymore this close to their own end zone. I think they might have learned a lesson there. All right, we got 3:56 left in this game. Raiders are probably going to be taking up most of it. I don't think we're going to see the Cowboys starters anymore for the night. Come on, MVP Dak. Give Gorgeous George a TD. I will not mind that. Steve! No! We don't need George right now. I will call Gorgeous George all gorgeous all day, man. I just can't keep him. Can't get in the end zone tonight. Not tonight, at least. Next week, he can throw. He can catch 5 touchdowns for all I care. I don't care. Just not tonight. I need to win my matchup, man. All right, so the Cowboys turned it over on downs there on the CeeDee drop. And the Raiders, when we get back to that game after this commercial break, the Raiders will have the ball inside their own 5 again. David, no, Pickens needs to sit and stay on the bench. He's deserved it, man. He's had a heck of a game. Yeah, Pickens right now, 9 catches, 144 yards, and a touchdown. He can rest. He deserves it. All right, Geno in the shotgun. Kicks it out to Genty on the swing pass, and that's going to go for some good yardage down near the 9. And the rookie picks up about 5 or 6 on the catch. All right, less than 3.5 minutes left in the game. 2nd and 5 coming up. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his right. 2 receivers stacked up on the right side. Looks, throws, and that's going to be good to Brock Bowers. He'll be about 1.5 yards shy of the first. 3rd and 2 coming up. I think that's Brock's. I think that might only be his 2nd catch in the second half. All right. Geno in the shotgun, running back to his left. 3 receivers split out to the right. Bowers in motion. Looking. Pressure. And incomplete. Clock is stopped at 2:36. I want to see what Geno was watching, because I could have sworn he had somebody open on the right side. All right, Raiders going for it here inside their own 15. Play action, pressure. Down he goes, down at the 6. And that'll be a turnover on downs, back-to-back. Turnover on downs, man. And that's the 4th sack on Geno Smith tonight, the first in the second half, I think. Let me see here. David, when the talk goes from the actual game to nitpicking fantasy points, you know the game is a lopsided. It's true, man. That is 100% true. Actually, apparently the Cowboys used a timeout at some point. I think it was actually on their previous drive. I think the Raiders just got caught with 12 men on the field. And the Cowboys were just taking a knee. That's bad. That is bad, man. All right, Cowboys at the Raiders 3. They're just going to take a knee. And this is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. And David, that somebody was open was a cheerleader. I mean, they, black and silver, they're both wearing it. I got confused. Packer Nation, either the Raiders or the Commanders will have the worst record. I believe the Titans will win 2 more before the season is over. That's actually, that's an interesting take. So the Commanders are 3-8. They play the Broncos, the Vikings, the Giants, the Eagles, and the Cowboys, and then finish off with the Eagles again. So I can see them challenging the Vikings and the Giants. Those are I think, their best chances at winning, to be honest with you. So that's the first 2 weeks of December. Those two games. So that's the Commanders. And the Raiders are 2-7, so a little bit worse. So they play the next game. They play the Browns. Could win that one. Chargers. If the Chargers play like they did this week, the Raiders might win accidentally. Broncos, Eagles, Texans, Giants, and Chiefs. That's what the Raiders play. Once again, they could beat the Giants, maybe. I don't know, man. I could see the Raiders winning 2 more games, maybe. 2 more. Again, I could see them losing all of these, but I could see them beating the Browns, the Giants, maybe the Chargers. One of those division games is going to be close, I feel like. One of them. And then finally, the Texans don't have a great offense, but they have probably the best defense in the NFL right now. And then finally, let's look at the Titans' schedule. So we're on a commercial break. We're not missing anything right now. Titans play the Seahawks, the Jaguars, the Browns, the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Saints, and the Jags again. Oh, man. So I don't think we've seen the Titans this season. I think the only time we've seen the Titans on the channel, it wasn't even our choice. We got the game that we were watching was such a blowout that the NFL decided to change to the Titans game, and then that became a blowout once we switched over. So yeah, I don't know, man. The Browns game could be close for the Titans. Maybe one of those Jags games could be close. Saints could be close. I don't know, man. It's going to be close. It is going to be definitely close. All right, Dak takes another knee. Clock is winding. So we got 3rd and goal coming up here. I'm wondering if the Cowboys are going to just take a knee and turn the ball over on down, or if they're going to just kick the ball for a field goal here. Packer Nation, bottom line, they all suck. It's fair. I think at this point we're just splitting hairs. Either way, I think all three of the teams all 3 teams that we mentioned, probably going to have a top 5, if not a top 3 pick in the draft. All right, Dak takes another knee, and there's going to be a few seconds left. I'm just wondering if they're going to kick a field goal, or if they're going to just take a knee and just turn the ball over on downs again. And that's what they're going to do. Okay. All right. So the Raiders will get the ball back with 36 seconds, but they are just going to take a kneel down here. Brian Schottenheimer's trying to get his team off the field, or at least his offense off the field. All right. And Geno Smith takes a kneel down, and that's going to be it. That is the game, man. Woo! Cowboys, once they got past the fumble on their second drive, they just took off, man. It was just a beatdown after that. Yeah, man. Geno Smith struggling offensively, was able to score a touchdown or throw a touchdown, but unfortunately also threw a pick as well. So that was his 13th interception. And it was just a pretty dominant performance by the Cowboys, man. Their defense looked great. Did not allow the Raiders to run the ball. Anytime they passed, it was contested. There was very few open receivers, man. Like the first half was probably the best the Raiders played in terms of being able to get guys open. After that, man, it was a struggle. Even in the second half, after they scored the touchdown, that one was just that was tough. Um, Trying to think here. Cowboys offense, they didn't really run the ball that well. I think they still finished with over 100 yards. I think Williams was able to kind of average around 4 yards, but it was mostly the pass offense that was really. I mean, they just went off. So it was impressive. All right, Steve, the Jets are worse. Yeah, I think the Jets are worse at passing the ball than all those teams that we just mentioned. I think the Jets can run the ball fairly well. Their defense is pretty below average. I don't think they're the worst in the NFL, but they are definitely below average. For the Raiders, man, it almost nothing worked, man. Their pass rush was looking great in the first half, and then it was just non-existent the rest of the way. Their secondary was horrendous throughout this entire game, man. Just giving up massive chunks to George Pickens, C.D. Lamb. Then they started giving up chunk yardage to Jake Ferguson. Flournoy was able to get a touchdown in this game. It was just it was no good. Trying to think here. The running game for the Raiders, it was pretty bad as well, man. Genty is. I think it's going to be a lost season for the rookie. He's going to learn a lot, but I think if you're a Raiders fan, you hope that the Raiders invest in the interior of the line, man, because they are just getting blown up. And no better example than that safety. The fact that you are literally backed up into your own end zone and your guards cannot even hold a block for a half a second. Genty was not even a yard away from the goal line when he got hit. I'm like, dude, seriously? That's just terrible. So Raiders need to invest on the O line, especially the guards in the center. Man, they were getting blown up throughout this entire game. I don't think Geno is that bad of a quarterback. He needs to slow down with the interceptions. I think he's forcing it a little bit. But like, let's be honest. When Trey Tucker, who's a solid receiver, but when he's your number one receiver, that's bad. When you can't run the ball at all, that's bad. And when you're getting pressure on almost every single drop back, that is also pretty bad. So it's like, is Geno the problem or is just the offensive line the issue? I think it's the offensive line, in my opinion. So, I think I mentioned the pass rush for the Raiders. It was good in the first quarter and a half. Then it just did not become a factor the rest of the way. So, yeah. For the Raiders, you just have to hope you can win at least 2 more games the rest of the way. Just try to be competitive. That's it. All right. And your boy won his matchup. Let's go. Fantasy team is 7-4, man. The human tornado. Let's go. So you won your matchup? Yes, I did, my man. Yes, I did. I won by less than 5 points. So we got it. Let's freaking go. All right, guys. Holy freaking cow. We still got 10 people watching, man. You guys are insane. Since we got some new people probably watching, once again, we will be doing 5 more games next week, starting with Thursday Night Football. So please make sure you tune in for that one. Then we're going to do 3 games on Sunday, and then obviously the Monday night game as well. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around, leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and we're gonna keep it going, man. We're gonna keep it going. Woohoo, David Seastrom, congrats. Thank you, man. Thank you. Hopefully you got some work done, man. Hopefully it was a productive night. And plus, hey, man, congrats to you, man. The Cowboys moving on. Let me update the records here, actually, before we go. So Cowboys moving up to 4-5-1, and unfortunately for the Raiders, they will drop to 2-8 on the year. But yeah, man. So I will see you guys on Thursday, starting that game. Should be a good one. Week 12, man. It's trying to think here. Holy cow! That is going to be the Bills and the Texans. So Josh Allen went off tonight, man. Yesterday, actually. Sorry. I think he had 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, which is freaking insane. But he's going up against arguably the best defense in the NFL against the Houston Texans. And there's a chance CJ Stroud might come back for that game. There's a chance. So make sure you tune in for that one, man. That should be a good game. Hopefully we can get it going. Let me see here. David, doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Dang right, man. A win's a win, baby. Steve, the time make me sick every time I see the record. 100%. Still having to add that extra 1 to that drives me crazy. All right, after the Bills and Texans game on Sunday, the first game we'll do is the Vikings and the Packers. There's going to be a little bit of we'll see which one we're going to be able to do in the late afternoon. There's a chance it's the Eagles and Cowboys. That should be a good matchup. But once again, I'll double check that when we get a little bit closer to week 12. And then obviously Buccaneers and Rams for Sunday night. That should be a freaking great matchup. And then finally, again, Buccaneers kind of struggling on offense. Hopefully they can kind of get back to it. And then the week finishes off with the Panthers and the 49ers. And that one just depends what we get. Just depends what we get. Bryce Young was looking good this week. Rico Dowdle still running the ball hard. And the 49ers just continuing to find ways to win every single time. So it looks like we got some great games this week. So, all right, guys. I think that is it, man. What else can we mention? Shout out to Steve. Shout out to David. Shout out to Seastrom. Shout out to Packer Nation. Let's freaking go. Shout out to Dahlia. And then, of course, man, we had the Grassi Posse coming in here rating us for the first time this season. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to the Grassi Posse. Thank you so freaking much, man. You guys are freaking fracking awesome. I think I saw Perna in here. I don't know if we actually got a Perna raid. Not 100% sure. But either way, shout out to Brandon. Shout out to the Pernas, man. Hopefully the family's doing well over there in Colorado. But yeah, man, thank you so much, man. Crazy, crazy stream. And we got another one coming up in a couple days. So thank you so much, man. Have a great night. Have a great Monday. Hopefully your week starts out great. And I'll catch you guys on Thursday, man. Thank you so much. My name is Dave, and I'm not a coach. Thank you.